Greetings, it's Iain from RTO here. Welcome to our one-off album review. When we just review an album that there was only one of by a band, and today's is a band called Dogstar Poets. Now, Dogstar Poets were brainchild of two original members of the prog band Jade Warrior, David Duhig and Glyn Havard. Also, there's a couple of other people that have played on with Jade Warrior. So the album they brought out in 2002 was Off Planet. So on here we have got Dave Duhig and Glyn Havard on guitars and bass guitar. Alan Price, the original drummer of Jade Warrior, plays on here. We got Brian Iain on hammer, dulcimer, and Dave Louis doing some drums and acoustic percussion. So the first track on here is called Burning Bridges. Now the first thing I notice on this is a really nice bass line from Glyn Havard. Absolutely brilliant. And then David puts these little bits of guitar on it. It's eerie, it's atmospheric. I really like this track. I didn't know what to expect, but it's a very sort of dreamy sort of track. It's really, really good. Up next is a track called Karmakaze. Now, I do like the Alan Price actually plays the tabla drum on this, and it really gives it a little bit of mystique Eastern feel to it. I think without it, them tablas, I think it'd be a little bit boring. Although it has got some nice little guitar pieces in it, I think having them tabla drums just gives it that little bit of edge. It brightens it up, as I say. Okay, up next is my favourite track on this album, and it's a track called Avalon Mists. It's just magnificent. It's a modern twist on prog, and it's just like the Jade Warrior days where they did push the boundaries of prog music. There's some brilliant guitar work here from David, absolutely brilliant, and it just sounds very, very good. Then we have another epic. It's an 11-minute one, and it's called Turn That Way. It's got the traits of Jade. Obviously, it's going to have traits of Jade Warrior all over this, especially Glyn's bass line. The drumming on this is really good. There's a little bit of violin sound on there that I think it's created on a keyboard, though. It just flows really well. I just love the little bits of guitar from David. You know, it goes along, and then all of a sudden you get this little intricate little bit of guitar. It's pretty cool. Then we have a little track called Dear John. It's a little bluesy, this is. There's some nice guitar tones on this. Good little track. Just a bit different. Then we have the Magic Mile. Quite spacey, this is. Space rock sort of sound. The drums are absolutely fantastic. Which gives you that extra zing. I think this is where Dave Lewis plays the drums on there, and it's got the little tinks everywhere. Really good. Then we have Passion Play, another 9-minute track, very atmospheric, bit dreamy and bassy from Glyn. I love it. It's very prominent. He sort of does a little bit of a solo in this on the bass, and then it goes into sort of frenzy, and you get sort of Uranian pipe sound on this as well. It's really, really good. Then we got Fare Thee Well, second favourite track, and it's the last track. And I love all David's little guitar work on it. There's an intricate bit, there's little riffs. The keyboards on this are fantastic. That's David as well, you know, he plays guitar and keyboards on this. It sort of swirls, and I love the bit in the middle switching where it's like a proper prog rock where it all comes together with the different layers and it just gently finishes. It's a fantastic track to end the album. So up until about 4 or 5 weeks ago, I'd never heard this album at all. It was on the list as a one-off album. I knew they were to do with Jade Warrior, so I started giving it a listen, and I was surprised. It's a really good album. It's got lots of Jade Warrior things on it, which you expect when you've got Glyn and David working together. I think this is a pretty decent album, and if you like Jade Warrior, I'd check this out. So I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 7.5. Okay, that's as I say, that's a wrap for this week. I'm not doing anything over the weekend. I'm on. If Simon's up tonight, I'll be on Simon's. But that's it for me. I'm going to have a weekend of doing nothing really. But I'll be back on Monday, and we're going to have another part of the Frank Zappa story, and we're going to have a look at his albums in the 70s, which are probably my favourite. And then Perfect Side is my favourite band, and I'm going to do Status Quo's Whatever You Want. So once again, have a great weekend, everybody, and as I always say, thank you for your support. Without your support, I wouldn't do this. So once again, thank you. And I'll see you all on Monday or tonight if you pop into Simon's, 8 PM if he does do it. So have a good weekend, everyone. Bye for now.